Doctor, please.
Take Jean back to the car. I must get this.
This is Colonel Strigger.
How do you know, sir?
A shattering business, Colonel. The Prime Minister's already at Checkers. We'll be there in 30 minutes. Constant communication with Paris, Moscow, and Bonn during your visits. I think the British government's approval will be a formality.
The evidence is absolutely conclusive.
If I might...
Sure. Colonel.
It may speed things up. Go on.
The clincher is at the back.
It's an enlarged single frame from the city film, sir.
It couldn't possibly be a fake.
The film was found undeveloped still in the camera. It's genuine. Take my word for it.
Keep pace with the escort.
Take the file, sir.
turn around, Colonel.
Ah, Colonel Straker.
Gentlemen.
Please sit down.
Thank you. First of all, I should like to apologize on behalf of General Henderson for his absence. As you probably know, he's still recovering from injuries he received in the car crash.
Thank you, Colonel. No doubt you will make an excellent substitute. Now, gentlemen, I suggest the best way for us to proceed is by a process of question and answer.
Colonel, as representative of our respective governments, we are being asked to approve the largest financial appropriation ever envisaged for an international project. 2 questions. Is the project, the whole project, absolutely necessary? And if it is, are we getting value for money?
I believe the setting up of SHADO is not only necessary, but absolutely vital. Every day we just sit about and talk about it, the potential danger increases. As to your second question, I believe this breakdown of expenditure might be helpful.
Fleet of submarines? Base on the moon? Satellites?
If I might point out, sir, we're confronted with alien spacecraft, possibly from another solar system.
Maybe the General and Colonel Straker have been reading too much science fiction.
The Earth is faced with a power threat from an extraterrestrial source. We've moved into an age when science fiction has become fact. We need to defend ourselves.
And how long will it take to set up this defense organization?
We estimate 7 to 10 years.
10 years? But you say, Colonel, the danger is imminent.
Yes, sir, that's true. But the type of organization we need can't be set up overnight. All I say is that any delay only increases the danger.
And who will command this international band of heroes?
Well, there's no question in my mind, gentlemen. There's only one man for the job. General Henderson. He's the obvious choice.
Any further questions? Thank you, Colonel Straker.
Monsieur Duval, I understand you have 3 daughters.
Yes.
I pray that you never find yourself looking down at one of their mutilated bodies. I hope that the next UFO incident is not in your hometown. Thank you for your time.
It has been approved unanimously. You've done a great job here.
Well, I thought I'd screwed it up, sir. I was only in there about 10 minutes.
Well, all we've got to do now is work 16 hours a day for the next 10 years.
Sure.
Oh, there is another thing I had to tell you. They appointed the commander-in-chief.
Who?
You.
Me?
Again, it was unanimous. It seems the French delegate, Duval, was particularly insistent.
But, sir,
Why not choose me? Oh, come on, let's not kid ourselves, Colonel. What sort of shape am I in? What sort of shape would I be in 10 years' time?
Nonsense, General. Why, in a couple of months, you'll be out of that thing, up and about, as fit as ever.
You can always refuse. But if you do, it's got to be now. There'll be no turning back later.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. New here, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
You must have passed all the tests.
All of them.
I'd bet.
won't keep you a moment, Alec. Trouble? Oh, why else would I send for you? Take a look at this.
That's Westbrook Electronics, isn't it?
Yeah. What's left of it.
Well, what happened?
For 10 years, there have been setbacks. We've had accidents, miscalculations, errors of judgment, and other mishaps. Let's put Westbrook Electronics down to other mishaps.
You mean a UFO?
Well, there's no proof.
So bang goes the Utronic project. Just when we thought we really had something to track them down.
Now, don't panic, Alec. The Utronic equipment is safe. It wasn't in the building. It's intact, fully tested, and ready for shipment. The breakthrough. SHADO have had Moonbase and the other satellites operational for the past few months. There have been a few UFO sightings, but no interceptions. We've got the teeth. Soon we'll have the eyes. Now, Freeman, you know how important this is to our whole organization. Now, the Utronic design team and the equipment are ready to be picked up in Los Angeles and flown here to England. Now, I'm making you responsible for the security of the entire operation. I mean you, personally.
Right.
Wow, must be quite a while since you landed an SST.
Just let's say it's part of the personal service. Shadow Control, this is Seagull X-ray.
Confirm arrival Stevenson Base, Los Angeles, 0835. Takeoff scheduled 1100 hours.
Roger, Seagull X-ray.
Well, Moonbase, will you?
Yes, sir.
Status check. Target.
Affirmative.
Magnetic field.
Check.
Saturation density.
Green.
Resonator.
Affirmative.
Code.
Okay.
Displacement.
Go.
Filters.
Check.
Fluctuation.
Affirmative.
Reflex.
Excuse me. Right. Shadow control for you, Lieutenant.
Right. Lieutenant Ellis.
Good morning, Gay. I think I might have some action for you. Now, I want Moonbase put on yellow alert from 1045 to track Seagull X-ray. Now, it's carrying SHADO VIPs and the Utronic equipment. So let's keep everybody on their toes. Can't afford to take chances.
Roger. Joan, announce the yellow alert for 1045.
Yes, Lieutenant.
And complete the status check. I think this is going to be for real. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back about 10:30.
Okay.
Put Skydiver in the picture.
Yes, sir.
Message from Shadow Control, sir. Yellow alert at 1045.
Right.
At last entry. Did you send it?
Yes, sir.
A refueling schedule. Transmitted on security code B.
Sorry, sir.
How long you been with us, Ford?
Just over 2 years, sir.
2 years. Long enough to know how important security is to SHADO. Now look, this headquarters, controlling Moonbase, the satellites, and a fleet of submarines, is 80 feet below a film studio, right? Now, 400 people work up there, and not one of them knows all this exists. I have to play games, pretending to be the studio's chief executive. No one even dreams what my real function is. That's what security is all about.
I'm sorry, sir. Sometimes it's pretty difficult.
Difficult? So you think it's difficult, huh, Ford? Well, I'll tell you when it gets difficult. Have you ever thought about the victims of UFO incidents? Have you ever considered their parents, brothers, sisters? What do we tell them? They can never know the truth. So they live in agony for years, praying that someday their loved one may turn up, clinging to a thread of hope. Don't ever tell me that security's difficult. Sometimes it gets pretty close to home.
Stevenson Base, this is Seagull X-ray. Liftoff check complete.
Liftoff clearance. Roger, Seagull X-ray. You are clear to go.
Yeah. 10:45.
Right.
Brakes on.
Airspeed building. 130. 140. 160 V1. VR. Rotate.
This is Moonbase calling Sid.
This is Space Intruder Detector. Pass your message.
Seagull X-ray carrying VIPs and neutronic equipment is airborne. Track progress of aircraft until further notice. Keep sharp lookout for UFO.
Please pass your code so that your instructions can be complied with.
Stand by to receive code.
Standing by. Thank you. Your code is correct. I have Seagull X-ray on scanners. It is on course. Speed 1500 knots.
Moonbase computers confirm course correct. Airspeed 1500 knots.
Right. Maintain tracking.
Red alert. Red alert. UFO 428 146 green.
Positive. 428 146 green. Speed. Solid. Trajectory termination. Coming up. This is Moonbase to Shadow Control. Predicted trajectory termination, North Atlantic. Speed, solid. Going for intercept, out. Interceptors.
Immediate launch. Interceptors. Immediate launch.
Interceptors go. Right.
This is Moonbase to all Shadow stations. Moonbase to all Shadow stations. UFO sighted, 428 146 green, will report.
Attention all defense systems. This is a maximum security alert. Attention all defense systems. I say again, this is a maximum security alert. Condition red.
Speed 1.5 million miles per second. Range 75 million miles.
Okay. Yes.
70 million miles.
Maintaining Sol 8. Red, 129046.
Right. Trajectory.
Still as predicted.
Lieutenant, I have green on interceptors 1, 2, and 3.
Moon-based interceptors. Stand by to set missile control computer.
Right.
MCC reading 101-264-110. Missile timing 24906.
Missile program completed.
Range 8 million miles closing. 7 million miles.
Missile firing 5.4 seconds.
Negative. It's through.
Well, don't just sit there. Warn Skydiver. And get me Alec Freeman.
Yes, sir. UFO entering visual speed range.
Radar and visual alert.
UFO on radar track, speed Mach 5.
Thank God for the atmosphere. It's the best protection we have.
Have positive radar fix.
Well, it's up to Skydiver now.
In position, sub. Right. Stand by. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Launch stations. Launch stations. Clear 1.
1 clear.
Clear 2.
2 clear.
Ready for takeoff, sir. Okay, lift-off stations. Lift-off stations.
Checking boosters.
Circuits. Cut boosters. H-pulse circuits, okay.
Boosters.
Relays, okay. Good, let's give it. Interlocks engaged.
Stabilize gyros.
Trigger circuits, okay. Right. Stand by for liftoff. SHADO control from Sky 1, airborne. Position 020, red.
Roger, Sky 1.
Airspeed down to 600 knots.
Right. Lower heat shield. Right.
I don't like it. These clouds give about as much cover as a G-string on a belly dancer.
Sky 1 to Seagull X-ray, over.
Oh, Peter, am I glad to hear you. What's your position?
Right above you. Level off at 20,000. Sky 1 to Seagull X-ray. Have UFO on screen. Closing rapidly.
Roger. 10 degrees port.
Right. at 12 o'clock. You are the target. Coming into attack. UFO entered cloud layer. Keep a sharp lookout.
Roger.
Sky 1 to SHADO control. Reporting direct hit on UFO. It's gonna crash into the sea.
Good shooting, Sky 1. Come in, Seagull X-ray. Alec, are you okay?
I've aged about 5 years, but we're still in one piece.
Hello, Sky 1. Follow it down, Captain. Use your reconnaissance camera.
Roger, will do. Straight under. It seems to be breaking up. Hold it. There's a body.
Please confirm. Did you say body?
Yes, it's a body.
Commander Straker.
Is he alive, Doctor?
Yes.
Well?
Well, general analysis has shown that he's humanoid.
You mean like us?
More or less. Body temperature 3 degrees paranormal, blood pressure rather low, muscular development poor. The skin has an artificial green coloration, probably absorbed from the liquid. The interesting thing here is that the hair hasn't picked up this tint, which suggests that the liquid contains a bioacrophilic compound. Also, the fact that the eyes were protected by plastic shell seems to support this theory. Anyway, we'll know more when we get the computer readout from the first electromedical check. It'll be a few minutes.
A man. From a solar system probably 100 million miles from Earth.
It's incredible.
What is?
Well, we can't be certain yet, but this preliminary test shows organ and gland transplants. Heart, liver, left lung, thyroid.
You realize what this could mean, Alec?
It's still theory.
Theory. Fact. After almost 10 years of possible, probable, and confirmed UFO incidents. Fact.
On a number of fully documented occasions, mutilated bodies found after UFO attacks. Organs missing. Fact. An electromedical examination on the first alien we lay our hands on shows organ transplants.
The doctors aren't certain.
No, not yet. But I'm willing to bet that our proof lies at the end of that corridor.
SHADO? Intensive care unit. We have an emergency. I'm afraid he's dead.
Can I have a post-mortem?
48 hours.
Make it 24. Not the details. Just what really matters.
The rapid aging isn't documented in the report. We're not sure why it happened, but it's certainly connected with the reaction of Earth's atmosphere on the body.
Now, gentlemen, let's concern ourselves with the three main questions regarding UFOs. 1, where do they come from? Now, the fact that the lungs were filled with an oxygenated liquid seems to indicate a subjection to phenomenal acceleration and fantastic speed over a long period, long enough for the skin to pick up the green coloration of the liquid. Now, all this would appear to add up to an extended journey through space, perhaps several months, at many times the speed of light. Question number 2, who are they? Well, obviously, in science and technology, several hundred years in advance of man. But everything in this report seems to add up to a dying race. Hereditary sterility was evident. But by using drugs and advanced transplant techniques, they could have found a way to stop the natural aging process. They're also highly intelligent, so they presumably come to Earth knowing the risk of contact with our atmosphere. Which brings us inevitably to question number 3. Why do they come? This report indicates 5 major organ and gland transplants. In the case of the heart, tissue compatibility tests shows that it was human in origin. It came from Earth, gentlemen. Therefore, one of the reasons they must obviously come is to obtain organ replacements. But there may be other reasons. Imagine a dying planet in some distant corner of the universe. Its natural resources exhausted. Its inhabitants sterile. doomed to extinction. Situation we may one day find ourselves in, gentlemen. So they discover Earth, abundant and fertile, able to satisfy their needs. They look upon us not with animosity, but with callousness, as we look upon our animals whom we depend on for food. Yes, it would appear they are driven by circumstance across 1 billion miles of space, driven on by the greatest force in the universe: survival.
Onboard readout is go. Roger. You are clear for EOS. Out. Lunar module to control. Separation A-OK. Module to Moon Base Control. Have visual contact.
Roger, Lunar Module. Have you on track for auto landing? The Lunar Module with Colonel Freeman on board is docking now.
Start.
Hello, Nina.
Hello, Colonel.
How's everything going? How are things with you, Joan?
Fine, sir.
Is that your report, Lieutenant?
Yes, I think you'll find everything's in order.
Sure I shall. Shall we continue?
Red alert. Red alert. Confirmed unidentified flying object.
This is Moon Base Control. Red alert.
Red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch.
Interceptors, immediate launch.
Our checks A-OK. Interceptor 2, our checks A-OK. Interceptor 1, our checks A-OK.
Switch to radio link 4. Onboard computer wave band
068.
Confirmed speed 0.8.
Bearing 342047. That's it, don't lose it. Base to interceptors. Have the UFO on positive track. Speed Sol 0.8. Speed Sol 0.8.
Bearing 342047.
UFO maintaining course. Predict interceptors in range 51 seconds.
Control to leader.
Get onboard computer for the auto count.
Roger.
Missile launch, 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Visual contact with explosion.
Detonation positive.
Did they get it?
I still have a contact, Lieutenant.
Double check.
Positive.
Predict UFO on collision course with interceptors. Impact 32 seconds.
Auto course to
Impact 14 seconds.
Interceptor 1 to base. Request new course.
1 to base. Request new course.
Control to Interceptor 3. Alter course 024186.
9 seconds.
Interceptor 1 to base. Request new course.
Control to Interceptor 1. Alter course 024218. Lake Lieutenant.
Impact from Interceptor 1 destroyed.
Why, Alec?
You've read the report?
The report tells me what happened. I want to know why.
I don't really know.
Oh, come on, Alec. I know you better than that.
Things happen so fast.
Meaning?
I can't be sure.
Well, look, I'll settle for an educated guess, Alec.
The error could have been human. A decision was taken, it could have worked, but the point is, it didn't.
Right. I want the personnel concerned, the 2 surviving astronauts and Lieutenant Ellis, back here on the next moon flight.
Right. Oh, what happened to the UFO?
We lost it in a radar blind spot. But one thing's certain, it landed.
Landed? Where?
Just about the worst place possible. Somewhere in an area of 50,000 square miles in northern Canada. Everything we got that flies is out looking for it.
Completed grid search. Nothing to report.
Okay, Skipper. See you in 1 hour.
No, I'm going around once again. We'll stay alive long enough for one more run.
Relocated UFO in area blue.
Straker.
Wait, get up.
Great. I'll be right there.
Thank you, Green Man.
Where is it?
Yes, we have that.
Just
Confirm
crossing
you
the
are
Atlantic
every 30
seaboard.
seconds.
Speed and altitude are way down. The moon base interceptors must have damaged it.
Right. Alert Sky 1.
That's it. Leveling off at 10,000.
This is SHADO Control. UFO 48 miles from your present position.
Thanks, Control. I have it on the scope. Visual contact. Closing for attack.
Y1 reports a hit, but UFO is turned and is still airborne.
Signal all radar stations. Tell the commanders if they lose it this time, they'll answer to me. Get some rest, Alec. You look tired.
Shadow control to all radar tracking stations. UFO has been hit, but is still airborne.
When it lands, let me know its exact position. The UFO has landed, but this time we know where.
Exact position?
Close enough to Lexfield Air Base, Canada, for you to be there by first light tomorrow.
Fine.
I want them, Alec. I want them alive.
The transport has just landed at Lexfield, Canada, sir.
Fine, fine.
Shadow mobiles 1, 2, and 3 proceed to search area.
The other mobiles are on their way, sir.
Good.
Shadow Mobile 1 to control.
In position.
Roger 1.
No visual contact.
Shadowmobile 2 in position, sir. Shadowmobile 3 in position.
All 3 mobiles are in position, sir.
Good. Send one in.
Which one, sir?
The one in the best position. Standard procedure.
Control to Shadow Mobile 3.
Closing for final assault.
Roger, control.
Should be able to see it any second.
There it is. Have visual contact.
About 300 yards ahead.
Any sign of movement?
No, nothing. We're going in closer.
Right. Take it easy.
W3 to control.
We're under attack.
Head back to the ridge. We're still under fire.
They seem to be using some sort of...
SM3, can you hear me? Come in, SM3.
Radio and tracking link negative. They must have been hit.
Send the next one in. I know the risk. Send it in.
This is Control to Shadow Mobile 1. Close in on UFO.
Roger.
This is Colonel Freeman. We must assume SM3 is non-operational.
Stop just below the top of the ridge and proceed on foot.
I repeat, proceed on foot.
Understood.
Okay, let's go.
Roger. Backup forces in position and standing by, sir.
Okay. Fan out. $250 yards from UFO.
Closing in.
They're closing in, sir.
Look out!
appears to be humanoid and highly intelligent. The biosensor tells us his eyes and ears are in excellent condition. Computer reports indicate he's in perfect health. There must be some way we can communicate.
You've been interrogating him for 43 minutes. How much longer?
Why?
We've got to remove the barrier compound from his hair to assist oxygen absorption.
All right, all right. Now, let's go over it once again. The answers are needed to certain questions. I'm asking you to cooperate. It's no good, Alec. He either can't or doesn't want to understand. There's no alternative. I'm going to try one of the new anodynes to break down his resistance. Which do you recommend, Doctor?
Well, GL7's the most effective in my experience, but in this case...
Well?
I can't guarantee the result. It could be dangerous.
How dangerous?
Who knows? But the decision and the responsibility must be yours.
Well, your reactions are all right. You heard that clearly enough.
All right, Doctor.
The drug will lower your resistance. It's no use fighting it. You must help us. You must cooperate.
Pulse rate increasing. Still increasing. Hold him down.
How long has it been as quiet as this?
Since you went into hospital.
That was a month ago. You mean there have been no sightings since then?
Well, just two. The interceptors took care of that. We managed to scratch along without you, Paul.
Hey, Skipper, Ellis here. You better come up and have a look. There's something alongside. Probably one of the latest kind of submarines.
All right, be straight up.
Well, where is this monster of the deep?
Get some men onto that fire. It's all right, Ed. Get some men onto that fire. It's all right.
Under attack. Submarine. Airborne missiles. Look like flying fish. Under attack.
Control receiving. Come in 87.
25 UFOs mapping. Concentrating in area NML12. We have been seen. 3 UFOs approaching. Taking evasive action.
ESP 87. Come in. Come in. 87. Can you hear me? 87. Come in.
Detector, relaying report from Watchdog. UFOs maintaining position in area NML12.
Captain, I want you to proceed to the area where the freighter Kingston was sunk.
I'm having full instructions prepared for you now.
I'll contact you in 30 minutes.
Let's have a look around there.
What's the latest on Watchdog?
No change. UFO still in the stationary position and showing no sign of movement, sir.
What the blazes are they waiting for? Well, Colonel, what does the computer think?
Well, it's sent this information. It's reluctant to give an answer. But when I insisted, it said they're either waiting for A, reinforcements, B, bad weather to negate radar, or C, non-operations of defenses, namely shadow control.
Well, we know there are no signs of reinforcements, and the weather forecast for the next month is excellent, and Shadow certainly won't cease operations. I suggest the next batch of information you feed in, you add a drop of castor oil.
How's the water temperature? 15 degrees higher than the surface. Still rising.
Maybe the volcano is active.
No, we checked that. Get shadow control.
Yes, sir.
Skydiver for you, Commander.
Thank you. Yes, Captain?
We're in the search area. Thought you ought to know. Water temperature near base of volcano 30 degrees higher than normal.
I see. Well, thank you, Captain. I'll call you back in a minute.
Stop engines. Temperature rise of 3 degrees.
Captain.
Evasive action. Periscope depth. Slowly.
All right, sir.
Good work, Captain. Resume your original search. And Captain, watch yourself.
Yes, sir.
Well, it seems a UFO has been using that volcano as a front door to the Atlantic. A skydiver also found the reason for the rise in water temperature.
What was that?
An undersea cable. The UFO was using it as an energy supply.
They can travel underwater on their own power.
Yes, for short distances.
And you think this one has been to Cornwall?
Well, it looks that way.
Then there must be an energy plant under the volcano. And if the water temperature is so high, it's generating a lot more power than is needed to drive one UFO.
Yes. Well, I wonder what skydiver will find at the end of that cable. Captain, what's the news?
Nothing, sir. We've been right round it, but it appears to be completely smooth. Any sign of an entrance? Not as far as we can see.
Let's go down and have a closer look.
Dive.
Lieutenant? You know Colonel Foster? Well, I think a cup of skydiver coffee would be just great. Now, Colonel Foster and I are going to try to get inside that thing. I have no idea what we'll find. But I want you to stay within range. And if we're not back in 1 hour, destroy it.
But come on.
No buts, Captain. If we're not back in that time, we won't be coming back anyway. 1 hour, understand?
Yes, sir.
Country, I think it's better to travel light.
Minutes to go.
Well, let's see what wonders await us down here. Let's try this way.
Good as any. That feeling you've been here before?
Yeah. Sure looks familiar.
But why?
Shadow control to SID. Shadow control to SID. Come in SID.
Shadow control to moon base. Come in, moon base.
Moon base receiving you, Shadow Control.
UFOs approaching from NML-12. Do not attempt to intercept. Repeat, do not attempt to intercept.
Do not understand. Do not understand. You say do not intercept. Is this correct?
Correct. Commander Straker's orders. UFOs to be dealt with by Earth's defenses. Over and out.
Do not understand. You say do not intercept. Is this correct?
Correct, Skydiver. Commander Straker's orders. UFOs will be dealt with by ground defenses. Over and out.
The computer was right. Planned to take over Shadow Control and use it to let those UFOs through.
But where did they get our voices from?
Well, they've obviously been recording our communications. By using the words they need and putting them together, they can make us say anything they want.
And why all this elaborate miming?
Well, you forget. Like we've seen on the TV screens. Come on, Paul. Let's go.
Load the tubes. Yes, sir.
We'll split up. That way one of us will stand a chance.
Okay. Whoever gets back first stops the countdown.
No, there isn't time. They're ready to make their move. Good luck, Paul.
Good luck. Minutes. Only another 8 minutes.
Captain.
Thank God. Did you see Commander Straker?
Yes, sir.
The massed UFOs are moving out of area NML-12. Must presume attack course.
Any sign of the commander?
No, sir.
On the torpedoes. Torpedoes armed, sir. Fire one, sir. One away, sir.
Colonel Foster.
Fire two. Two away, sir.
UFOs now on positive track, heading for Earth at attack velocity in 2 waves.
Message received. Commander, they're on their way. SHADO control to moon base. Attack and destroy second wave of UFOs.
Red alert! Red alert! Interceptors immediate launch!
Skydiver. SHADO control to Skydiver. Attack and destroy first wave of UFOs. Understood.
that direction.
Interceptor 2, lock onto new bearing 330.
You wanted to tell me something.
Yes. I wanted to have a word with you before you flew out.
It's about my sister, isn't it?
Yes. I'm afraid she's dead, Peter. There's no longer any doubt. I think you know how sorry I am.
What happened?
I don't think you'd like to know the details.
I think I'd like to know.
Your sister was last seen in the vicinity of a UFO incident nearly 10 years ago. The alien's body recovered from the sea was subjected to intense medical examination. The heart was a transplant. The donor was Leela Carlin. What will you tell your parents?
I don't know.
You realize, of course, that they can never know the truth. A funeral without a body. A symbol of human compassion. A long finger of tragic coincidence stretching across 1 billion miles of space. Is this the end or the beginning? Where does the universe end? Where does it begin?